My main injury has been my right knee. I would have had my knee injury probably for decades. It never really got better. And of course, once I started hiking, that was problematic for me, particularly coming down hills. I would generally avoid downhills as much as possible. I hated uphills because fitness-wise, it was a struggle, but it wasn't painful. Whereas coming down was painful. I just accepted this was my lot in life and I will always have knee pain. I used to struggle up hills, still do, but I don't look at hills now as something to dread. I look at them as something to get excited about challenging myself on. So I remember doing hike. It was a local hike that I do sometimes. That I used to stop going up there. When I went up this particular hill, I'd probably stop 2 or 3 times, sometimes more. It wasn't a super long hill, but it always defeated me almost. I reckon within about a month or 6 weeks, I was going up that without stopping. I mean, look, still puffing and still finding it hard, but not feeling it in my, feeling it more in puffing as opposed to any weakness in my legs. My legs just felt strong, like they could keep going. So that happened pretty quickly, I have to say, and it continues to improve. The reduction in the knee pain took a little bit longer and it's still a work in progress, but I will say, unless I was doing something particularly steep descent, unstable terrain, I can generally get down to the bottom of a hill and not feel any pain in my knee. I would say probably around the 8 to 10 week mark that I did it and didn't really feel any pain in the knee at all. Just that extra that I get from being a signed up member and the support, the tips, like if I send a message to you or make a comment on one of my workouts about, a particular exercise, I know that you'll look at it and you'll get back to me with some sort of a suggestion or a tip or an alternative or something like that. So I know that I feel like you're invested in my success, which is great. So the difference from me just going to the gym and, getting a program from a PT, they don't really understand the needs of hikers. And the other thing I noticed, and I still notice doing your programs, is that you don't have to be busting a gut and sweating buckets and all that stuff to be targeting the right areas. I find I get through your programs and I don't feel like I've killed myself to do it, but I can certainly feel the exercises when I'm doing them, which is great. But it just seems to be a more targeted approach to what I needed as an individual. I feel like it was a more tailored program to me and not a generic program that you might get at a gym with a normal PT. I know when we first chatted about, sort of what I wanted out of the program or what you could put together for me, you have the flexibility to work with what resources I have. So, I wasn't going to the gym, so I didn't have a gym membership. I had a few weights and bands and things lying around the house. So you worked with me with that. Had I not had those, I'm sure you would have found another sort of way that we could have got a program happening. So I really enjoyed the flexibility from you on how you put the program together for me.